Hey, what's up guys? I want to show you guys my blood sugars today, and this is going to all be done with the continuous glucose monitor I have on my arm. We're going to see the interface to my continuous glucose monitor right now. I'm going to show you guys everything I've eaten today, and let's get to it. All right, so first thing in the morning when I woke up today, I slept in till about 8. And you guys can see I was at 89 milligrams per deciliter. This is the interface to the continuous glucose monitor. And overnight, let's just kind of go through and see what happened. It looks like as I slept, I fell asleep around 11. I just had excellent blood sugars all night, guys. This is what I want for you guys. This is really, really like elite blood sugars. This is the best I've had in a long time due to intermittent fasting. Little compression dip right here. That's probably when I was laying on the sensor, pushing it into my skin. And I actually saved one here for you guys. This is the sensor right here. This is what goes into your arm. Now there's this little filament right here. This is what goes in. It seems like it's deep, but what it does is it goes in at an angle. And it goes just between your skin and your muscle, like right at this, just past the skin surface. And it actually reads the interstitial fluid, it's called, not necessarily the blood, but the fluid between your skin and your muscle there. And that's what gives us that reading there 24/7. It updates every 5 minutes. So yeah, blood sugars throughout the night in the low to mid 80s, just below 90. And again, when I woke up at looks like I was around 88. It looks like more accurate here. But yeah, not much of a DOM phenomenon spike as well. That's starting to dwindle a lot from intermittent fasting. One of the first things I had was actually a lemon water right here, a hot lemon water. I do recommend that you guys swish your mouth out after drinking this, but it has so many health benefits. Like it'll hydrate you. I actually put a little bit of some sea salt in there as well for the minerals and also for electrolytes. And if you're having trouble going to the bathroom in the morning, you know, taking care of business, you quit drinking coffee, let's just say, caffeine, this is something that may help you guys. Whoops. Let's get back to the blood sugars here. And you can see it didn't really give me much of a spike at all. I think this was more of my body ramping up, converting whatever sugars I have inside me to give me energy to go throughout my day. So yeah, not much at all, just pretty much almost a flat line. Over here I had actually breakfast, which was a bacon, egg with mayonnaise and mustard, salt and pepper. This is actually my egg bread that I've been perfecting for a long time. It's very low carb, it's very simple. It's only got like 5 to 6 ingredients. And you can make it relatively quick. It's really good, and it also, like I said, low carb does not spike blood sugar, because let's take a look at what the blood sugars happen with it. And you guys can see pretty much nothing, maybe a little bit of an elevation, but pretty much flat line down. I'm still 100% time in range. If you guys read this, says the optimal glucose range. This gray zone is where you want to stay to be optimal. But again, if you're waking up in the morning and you're above 99, that means you're pre-diabetic. If you're above 120, you're certainly type 2 diabetic. But if you wake up at 88 around here, that's actually like primo perfect, like you never even had diabetes. And that's what I achieved here. And what I've done is not a miracle. It's just like being regimented and following a really like hardcore diet with exercise, no medications, no supplements, no nothing, man. And it's possible for you guys as well. So let's see here. In this part of the day, I actually forgot what I ate. I can mark it down here with this wonderful CGM device I've got here. Apple pumpkin seeds and butter. This is actually made out of pumpkin seeds. I ground it up, put a little bit of sea salt in there, and also I used some coconut oil. And I think I put a little bit too much. I put it in the refrigerator. It was kind of stiff, but I used half a green apple, and that actually had almost no effect on my blood sugar as well. You can see over here, usually my blood sugar will spike within 30 minutes, at the most 45 minutes. So it got a little bit elevated here, but not much. My next meal here was actually my cucumber mint lime drink, which was fabulous. This is, let me bring you guys in closer. This is actually made of with club soda, cucumber juice, fresh cucumber juice, lime, mint, and some, I think I used some monk fruit sweetener. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a pretty fancy, wonderful drink. We got the weekend here, so I figured why the hell not celebrate. And as you guys can see, it didn't have much effect on my blood sugars at all, if any. And that led me to the next thing I ate, which was, I think, the bacon wrapped filet mignon, yeah, as well. So let me show you guys what that looks like. That's what it looked, just heaven. That thing was delicious. This was probably about, I'm gonna say half a pound with probably about 3 to 4 strips of bacon. That's what it was for pretty much, I guess you can say, lunch. And that also did not have much of an effect on my blood sugars, as you guys can see here. Still 100% time and range. Had a couple little ups and downs. I don't know what that was all about. Could have been the lime mint drink and the bacon wrap filet mignon. But yeah, everything went pretty smooth. Right here's where I actually had dinner. And this was actually smoked ribs with Santa Maria seasoning. These things with a little bit, I had some non-sweetener barbecue sauce. It didn't really need any barbecue sauce, but my daughter wanted some, so I put some on the side, and I dipped a couple pieces in there, but it was fine without it. But yeah, it really had no effect on my blood sugars. I also had a Lily's extra dark chocolate candy bar, and just a small little piece right there. And as you guys can see, really didn't do much to my blood sugars. This is a 30-minute walk right here. Brought my blood sugars from 105 down to 85. And currently where I'm at right now, it gave a little bit of a rise here, not much, but I'm sitting at 93 milligrams per deciliter. And yeah, that's the entire day right there. All right, so one of the things I want to leave you guys with is a little mini takeaway. And one of the things I recommend is you guys don't snack. If you guys notice, I've been eating a little bit all day. It's not a normal day for me. That's why I'm bringing up the subject matter. But think of your body like a machine. It has to process all that food, right? Your insulin, you have an organ called the pancreas, which is going to excrete insulin whenever you eat anything, even if it's 0 carb. As you guys can see, even with steak and stuff like that, blood sugars jump just a little bit, but that just means that your pancreas has to work. So if your pancreas is working all the time, it could get fatigued and wear out. So one of the things I definitely recommend is just stop snacking in between. I don't know where snacking came from. I think it was from the food industry or something, especially when we're children. We always, if you ever noticed, your lunch pail had lunch, but then also had a little snack with it too, in case you get bored or hungry. We don't need to do that. And that's actually what's messing a lot of us up. You need to give your body time to finish processing whatever you ate, and let it do its job and let it rest. It's, in my opinion, that's how I reversed my type 2 diabetes, was not snacking and not eating all the time. In fact, practicing intermittent fasting. That way the pancreas just had time to relax, right? It's just like kind of like lifting weights. If you did, 1,000 push-ups every single day, pretty soon you would just get so sore, you start getting fatigued, you're wearing out the joints and everything, and then sooner or later, your shit's not gonna work. So that's one tip I want to give you guys today. The other one that I want to give you here is a mindset quote. And I'm trying a new format here. Let me know how it works if you guys like this sort of thing. But I'm going to try to find you a new quote every single day. This one comes from Nelson Mandela. And it is, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And I wanted to equate this towards reversing type 2 diabetes, because when you're reversing type 2 diabetes, it feels like when you're just diagnosed and you're first starting out, it seems like it's impossible. You're like, oh my God, there's so much to do. It could seem complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated, but there's a lot, right? So it feels like it's impossible until one day it's not. You do what I did, you reversed it, right? But when you're in it, it just seems like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the advice I want to give you guys is like, eat one clean meal a day, a week. Do one walk a day, a week. One fast one day, once a week. Try to do it every day if you can. But stack enough of these things and the impossible becomes your normal, right? You don't need motivation. What you need is momentum. Start small and everything starts to stack up. If you're having trouble with this, you know, you're overwhelmed, there's just too many things going on, you know, just start one, right? Just start one and stick with it. Just keep going, right? Don't stop. You just need momentum. I want to give you guys a 1 minute, a one thing mindset too, of one thing that I'm going to do for my life. And that is, I want to start planning out my day in advance. Meaning, I kind of want to bring this towards something I've learned off of basically a Millionaire Mindset, I think was the book, or the one thing. And this is about successful people and what they do. And one of the things I learned in there is that willpower is like a battery, right? A lot of us, like, did you ever say you were going to get something done, right? You're going to do this today, but then you did all the mundane things, right? Where towards the end of that day, you didn't actually get that thing done. And you're like, damn it. And you feel bad about yourself. And you're like, I'm a failure, right? And one of the things I've learned to map out in your life is to figure out what needs to be done. You know, this is kind of like the Pareto principles, the 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the actions get almost 80% of the profits, right? Of the necessary things done. You can narrow it down to doing just a few things that make big, giant results. And we need to rethink this, especially when we're type 2 diabetic, because we're already busy enough. What are the important things that we absolutely should do and get a regimented schedule, a ritual in the morning, right? Just a thing that you do every single day, and do it when your motivation, when your willpower is full. When you went to bed and you woke up, that means you're recharged, your brain is reset. And a lot of us, we put things ahead of the most important things. And then when it comes time to do the most important things, the most ROI, the most payoff things, sometimes we poop out because our willpower battery has died. So I want to start rearranging my life a lot more with this. I forgot about this concept. I was searching for some stuff to share with you guys. Like, for instance, for me, my creativity, editing videos, making videos and stuff, I'm way better at this in the morning. If I wait till way later in the evening, then I kind of poop out, right? So there's like unnecessary things that I need to do, right? And there's necessary things that I need to do. Like, I need to brush my teeth. I need to make sure I change my daughter's diaper. I got to cook breakfast. Those are things we definitely need to get done. But you know what? I don't need to wash the dishes first thing in the morning. I can actually leave that for later on. I don't have to report payroll, right, first thing in the morning. I can leave that out. I don't have to go through every single email, right? I can leave that out. What I could do is I could start coming up with plans and ideas like meal planning. What am I going to eat for next week? I'm bored. I want to try something new. You know, let's use our creativity and let's come up with a whole entire meal plan. Let's come up with something productive, right? For me, it's searching what is something interesting I can talk about type 2 diabetes today, right? That's all the stuff where you sit there and you're using your head and all your basically your willpower, right? Your creativity while everything's fresh. Then at the end of the day, when your brain's dud, right, and dead, and you're tired, that's when you can just do the meaningless tasks like washing dishes, folding clothes, looking at the emails, right? So switch those things around. Do what's most important first thing in the morning. That's one thing I'm going to do for my life. And the next one I have is tomorrow's, like, always thinking about tomorrow. I'm giving you guys two. So you need to, if you're type 2 diabetic and you're making a complete lifestyle change, because this is a complete lifestyle change. I mean, you're changing everything about your diet, the way you function when you wake up in the morning. There's a lot of important things you need to do, like exercise, maybe even some resistance training. You need to learn what to eat, how to eat, when to eat. You need to start practicing intermittent fasting. Pay attention to those blood sugars using your continuous glucose monitor, maybe logging things down. So there's a lot to do. So what I'm wanting to do when I wake up in the morning, tying this into my willpower, instead of trying to wake up in the morning to figure out what I'm going to do today, I want to get that done the day before. I would actually superbly like to have like a week or even a month, if I could do that, completely planned out, right? I know there's things that get in the way. Like for me, I'll wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to do this thing. I've got the tomorrow planned. And then maybe my daughter makes a mess and I have to give her a shower, right? Change her diapers. She had an accident or something. That puts me off, right? Well, there is stuff that could happen, but without a plan, just waking up in the morning, you get overcrowded, right? This is your best time, I guess, functioning to get the shit out of my mouth. If you already have a plan and things, a list of things you need to take care of, and you know you've listed them as the most important and the most productive things that you can get done that'll make the whole day better, and maybe the whole week or the whole month or year better, or your life more than that, start working on those important things that are significant, right? Instead of trying to figure it out in the morning, wake up in the morning and get right to it, right? Utilize that willpower portion of the day, which I'm thinking is like your first 4 to 6 hours of the day, right? You already have a plan so you can maximize performance and get much more done. And then, you know, in the evening, while you're laying it before you go to bed, or probably a couple hours before you go to bed, when you're relaxed, and pull up your notepad, you know, your phone or whatever, and do this every day. Start planning what you need to do and start using your imagination. Start thinking, well, what's something I can do? What's a better exercise I can do? What's a better meal I can do? What's one thing I could do, like a healthy new habit that I could form that's going to transform my life, right? So that's something that I want to do besides chew my food. Like I sometimes I just pick a little one, and this one's very difficult. Like for better digestion, it's even proven that your blood sugars won't rise as much as if you chew your food. But we all know it's just healthier, but do we do it? No. So one of the things I want to do is I have a daily routine list of things, and in the evening I want to put on there, you know, right next to my menu for the food I eat, is just sit down and don't gobble my food down in 5 minutes. Try to make it like 20 minutes. Put my fork down between each bite instead of anticipating the next bite. And I'll have a happier, healthier life, I think, because so. And yeah, that's the tips. That's the video for today. Trying a new format. I don't know if this works for you guys. Let me know. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.